Luigi Mangione is due for a pretrial hearing with a judge in federal court today. He's pleaded not guilty to the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in 2024. Last week, Mangione's defense attorneys discussed a possible plea deal with federal prosecutors, but talks fell apart. Today's hearing comes after Mangione's lawyers tried and then abandoned a psychiatric defense. So let's bring in Anna Schecter. She's the head of crime and public safety here at CBS. So, Anna, remind us again what happened with those plea deal talks.
Well, this is normal in a lot of cases ahead of trial. You're going to have the prosecutors and the defense team have discussions about how they're going to go forward. Remember, the state trial is right around the corner in September, and then soon after that, the federal trial is supposed to start. So our reporting indicates they were talking about a potential plea deal early last week, and those talks completely broke down. So at this hearing today, I don't expect us to get some surprise news like, oh my gosh, Mangione is going to take a plea deal. Just the opposite. It's probably going to be procedural, talks about jury selection. There's been a lot of kind of back and forth in the court filings about how to get an impartial jury. So
how is that even possible? That's been my question this whole time.
I've been saying that.
When cases are this high profile, how is it possible to have a jury or a juror who hasn't been exposed to this story and who can
it's impossible.
Right.
So the standard is somebody who, even though they've been exposed to information about the case, can be reasonable and unbiased and come at it with an open mind and give a person a fair trial. But guess what? Mangione's attorneys are leaning into that question, and they're continually bringing this up in court filings and statements to CBS News saying the prosecutors essentially are denying him a right to fair trial by leaking information like, for example, about these plea negotiations. That could taint a jury, say, wait, he was going to take a plea, so is he admitting guilt here?
What about the state case?
Great question. In the state case, he's facing these second-degree murder charges. Those are off the table in the federal case. So while the sentence guidelines, it's 25 to life in prison for if he's convicted on all those charges in the state case, that's less than an immediate life in prison without parole if convicted of the interstate trafficking charges that he's facing in the federal case. So remember, the judges in both cases have knocked down the charges against him, but still he's facing hefty time in jail. Those are the two we're looking at.
And why is he not facing second-degree murder charges in the federal case?
A judge just did away with that charge, also the weapons charges. I think the judge might be hearing this argument from the defense attorney that he has to try his case in two different courts, which is actually in violation of the Constitution. And so in this way, they're sort of separating it out. And still, he still has to do it, right? September, jury selection begins in the state case. Then right around the corner, it just got bumped back from October to November, beginning of this federal trial.
Wow. All right. Anna Schecter, always great to have you breaking it down for us. Thank you.